Hi, I'm Megan. Welcome to today's live reading of Beautiful Terror by Heidi Stark, presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Join me. Chapter 1, Imposter Syndrome. Margaux. I feel him leaning down next to me, his breath hot and shallow as he presses his ear close to my mouth and nose. My heart pounds as I realize what he's doing, checking my pulse. His trembling hand lingers near my neck for a moment too long, as though he's weighing something darker in his mind. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, he whispers, his voice cracking with something that might almost sound like remorse. Almost. I stay limp, forcing my breathing to remain steady as his arms slide under me. I'm so sorry, he repeats as he lifts me, as if I weigh nothing, cradling me like a child, and carries me across the room. My disorientation makes it hard to gauge where he's taking me, but when he lays me down on the bed, I feel the softness beneath me. His hands withdraw, and I squint just enough to see that he stepped back. A surge of adrenaline jolts through me. Without a second thought, I scream, loud, piercing, primal. My voice bounces off the walls, filling the room with a cacophony of desperation. I lunge for the nightstand where I left my keys, my heart pounding so loudly it drowns out the chaos around me. My hands shake as I snatch them up and, in my panic, glance around for my phone. It's nowhere in sight. A fresh wave of terror grips me. I can't waste time looking for it. I make a break for the door. His hand shoots out, catching mine with a vice-like grip. He yanks at the keys, and I hold on with a ferocity that surprises even me. The jagged metal digs into my palm, sending a sharp sting up my arm, but it's nothing compared to the chaos screaming inside my head. Somehow I pull free, stumbling into the outdoor hallway and slamming the door behind me. I don't stop. My bare feet pound against the pavement as I race toward the security shack, each step fueled by the primal need to escape. The humid night air clings to my skin, heavy and suffocating, but I don't care. I see the flashing blue and red lights before I hear the commanding voices. Relief floods through me, tangling with the adrenaline coursing through my veins. Someone must have heard my screams, a neighbor, maybe, and called for help. They ask me questions, too many questions, but my words tumble out like jagged stones. He hit me, I stammer, my voice trembling. He smacked me in the face. What started it? The officer asks, his tone detached, procedural. The words hit me like a slap. What started it? What kind of question is that? I glance at the floor, biting back the bile rising in my throat. I was listening to a song I managed by Machine Gun Kelly. My laugh is bitter and jagged. He hit me because I was listening to a Machine Gun Kelly song. The officer's eyebrows twitch, his expression unreadable, but he nods and takes down my words. They take pictures of my injuries, my swollen lip, my black eyes, my bruised arms, the red marks around my neck. Is he still in the apartment? He asks. I nod, though my body trembles uncontrollably. He's back there, I manage, my voice barely above a whisper. The officers exchange a glance, then spring into action, moving swiftly toward my apartment. I collapse onto the small bench outside the shack, my breaths coming out in shallow gasps. My words tumble out like jagged stones as another officer kneels beside me, asking more questions. I glance back toward the flashing lights, my heart still racing. Relief and fear war within me, each battling for dominance as the weight of what just happened settles heavily on my chest. He jumps the fence, one officer pants as he returns to the group. He's on the run. Of course he is. Nothing motivates Timmy more than avoiding consequences. They escort me back to the apartment and we take a brief look around. Money is spilling out of the safe in the back room. Does anything seem to be missing? One of the officers asks. I take a quick look. Some cash, I think, I say, and my phone. And then I notice what else isn't there. My diamond and platinum engagement ring from my second marriage, which I designed myself, as well as the matching platinum wedding band and some jewelry. Why the hell did he take those? Anything else? He asks, his tone patient. I shake my head. No, not that I can tell. I'll take another look in a bit, though. Do you want to press charges? Another officer asks. I hesitate, the words sticking in my throat. No, I whisper. Just make him stop. The next 2 days pass in a haze. The physical pain is nothing compared to the emotional weight pressing down on me. The mirror is a cruel enemy, reflecting back the swollen lip, the purple shadows around my eyes, the finger-shaped bruises on my arms. Each time I glance at my reflection, I feel more like a caricature of myself, a battered, broken version of the woman I used to be. I called the domestic abuse hotline at the number listed on the card the police officers once again gave me, the little yellow rectangle, a reminder of what I endured. A woman with a calm, soothing voice answers, and I share what I can remember of the other evening. This is serious, and you should consider leaving, she implores me. Men who strangle their partners are 750 times more likely to kill them. There's a real chance he could come back and end your life. I feel simultaneously terrified and numb at her words. The statistic is shocking. But Timmy wouldn't really try to kill me, would he? This was another aberration, a result of drinking too much and misunderstanding my laughter at a stupid song. Still, her words prickle at the edge of my mind. 750 times more likely to kill their partner. I Google strangulation and am upset to learn that when someone does try to strangle you, there's a risk that down the line, weeks or months or possibly years, it could lead to you having a stroke. Timmy's actions have potential long-term health consequences for me, and his penance is a couple of measly nights in jail. It doesn't seem right, but I'm too defeated to even think about going through the court process again. It's too much. As a small respite, I drive over to the side of the island where my friend Rebecca lives with her boyfriend Jetson. We hop into her car and drive further to the part of the shore where people hang out around bonfires. She's sympathetic and supportive as I share my experience, and as a small act of warped defiance, we blare Machine Gun Kelly songs through her speakers, singing them as loudly as we can. We meet up with Jetson, who is hanging out with some of his friends over that way. The mood is relaxed, a stark departure from what I've just been through. Later in the evening, the three of us sit in fold-out chairs down on the sand. You know, he's actually crazy, says Jetson, his tone grim. He's likely to hurt you again. I know it's hard and that you care about him, but I think you need to leave him. I agree, says Rebecca, her tone non-judgmental. Being with him is going to be a constant roller coaster of highs and lows. I know some people are into that, and if that's what you want, that's fine, she shrugs. But he's dangerous, and I personally don't want to have anything to do with him ever again. Same, Jetson nods. I sleep on the couch at their place, and for once, I don't feel afraid. I don't fear the sound of the door beeping and swooshing open. He doesn't know where I am, and he can't access me because he's locked up. I feel a sliver of freedom, and for the first time in a long time, I sleep well. But I know it won't last. The next morning, I enjoy the long drive back to the apartment, listening to music and podcasts that I enjoy, that Timmy would only have negative things to say about. For once, I feel like I've regained a tiny semblance of control over my life. Chapter 2. Guess who's back? Back again. Margaux. And then he's back. Timmy walks into the apartment, his face a mask of contrition. He moves toward me, slow and careful, as though I might shatter if he touches me too abruptly. I'm so sorry, he whispers, his voice thick with emotion, a tear running down his cheek. He pulls me into his arms and I collapse against him, the tears spilling over before I can stop them. He pulls something from his pocket and hands it to me. It's actually two things, the diamond and platinum rings. I didn't mean to take these, I swear. I grabbed money for ice cream, and I guess they got tangled up in the bill somehow when they were in the safe. I quirk a brow. What? Yeah, and I didn't want the cops to steal them because I know they're important to you, so I shoved them up my ass and hid them there for a while. But then one of the other guys in the cell told me you can get dysentery from shoving things up your ass, so I took them back out. I'm speechless. Don't worry, he continues. I washed them really well. I'm frozen, still unsure how to respond. I really didn't mean to hurt you, he murmurs, stroking my hair. I panicked. I'm so sorry, Margaux. I love you so much. I cry harder and he holds me tighter. For a moment, I let myself believe him. I let myself sink into the warmth of his embrace, desperate for comfort, for safety, even if it's from the very man who caused my pain. The next day, I bring it up, unable to let it rest. I still can't believe you hit me over a song, I say, my voice trembling. Timmy frowns, his lip curving into a slight pout. Well, you were smirking at me, he says, and you laughed. I thought you were mocking me. My jaw drops. Timmy, that's no excuse. Even if I was, which I wasn't, that's no reason to hit someone. Don't you understand that? He shrugs, his expression almost childlike. I don't know. I panicked. And then you said you were going to call the cops. I hate going to jail, Margaux. You know that. My blood runs cold. So you tried to kill me to avoid jail? Do you even hear yourself? He shrugs again, his face devoid of the gravity of the situation. I didn't mean to hurt you that badly. You're blowing this out of proportion. I stare at him, my heart sinking as he dismisses my pain like it's a minor inconvenience. You strangled me, Timmy. You smashed my head against the ground. I could have died. Look, I have two black eyes, a fat lip, and I'm covered in bruises caused by you. He rolls his eyes. Your eyes aren't even really black eyes. Stop being so dramatic. He pauses and then casually adds, Oh my God, so the cops caught me outside the 7-Eleven where I was eating an ice cream. As if the whole situation is a comedy in his eyes, a situation generating a repertoire of anecdotes to entertain others with, including me. Later, as I stare into the mirror, his words echo in my mind. Maybe he's right. Maybe I am being dramatic. The bruises are fading now, turning a sickly yellow-brown. My lip isn't as swollen and lopsided. Maybe this really was just a mistake. Maybe it wasn't that bad. I don't look like the photos of women who've had the shit beaten out of them by their partners, where their eye sockets are completely black and their fat lip reaches their nose. My face isn't covered in blood and scratches. Maybe he did just really mean to knock the headphones off my ears and he missed slightly. And then he panicked. He didn't mean to smash my head on the floor, surely. Especially not a hard concrete tile floor like this. He just wanted to stun me so I'd calm down and he could apologize for hitting me in the face. Maybe it's not such a big deal after all. I'm embarrassed for calling them black eyes now, because they're nothing compared to what other people are subjected to by their partners on a daily basis. I'm sorry I ever used that term for them. The cops seem to take it seriously, but they take everything seriously. I bite my lip, the pain grounding me. This was all just a misunderstanding, because I laughed, after all.